Hello and welcome, my friends, to the Peculiar Paradigm Storytelling Podcast, where youth determined to make the world a better place bring attention to issues that stop our society's progress from providing various perspectives through story. This story, The Knife, written by Ella Mishra, April J.M., and Daisaku Edwards, is a series that presents the injustice of the youth criminal justice system and its abusive rather than rehabilitative methods. The Knife is a thrilling and tragic story that follows the unfortunate journey of several teens through the juvenile justice system, how and why they end up within the system, how they survive in it, and how it changes them as people, for better or worse. Finally, if you're interested in supporting our efforts towards criminal justice reform, lovingly tap that like button and subscribe. It helps us immensely. Now, without further ado, grab some refreshments and get comfortable, because our story is about to be told.
After skipping 2 classes and sitting alone thinking about a time when I wasn't, I went back to my fourth class, Introduction to Art. The only class I can really wrap my head around these days. The teacher is okay, but I like how Mr. Devers doesn't judge our art. He gives no critique of style, only effort and passion put into each assignment. After the 45 minutes of tranquility I had in art class, lunch started. I spent a part of lunch sharing food with my cousin Crocs. He's got chicken korma left over from his family dinner the night before. The other part of lunch I spent avoiding Angelica and her friends. I would stick with my cousin, but I don't want him to end up fighting anyone. My worry doesn't come from the idea of him getting hurt. He boxed a lot when he was a kid. I worried that he gets in trouble knocking someone out trying to protect me. That would not end too well. He would get suspended and maybe expelled. And who would give me lunch? Lunch ends without any problems, and I trudged through the rest of my day at school. Classes were a blur. They all mashed together. All of my teachers are babbling and spewing what seems to be nonsense, so it's hard to tell the difference. After school is over, I get a ride home with Crocs as usual.
How's life, cuzzo?
He asks. It's good, I reply while thinking life is straight up butt cheeks right now and trying to avoid eye contact. He fixes his gaze on me with a stern look in his eyes, which is scary because he should be looking at the road. A soft smile creeps across his face.
You sure? Because at lunch you were quiet. I mean, you're always quiet, but you seem so out of it, you know? Like you were thinking about something serious.
He says happily but concerned. I never could hide anything from Crocs. Fighting back tears as the words leave my mouth, I ran into Angelica and her new friends today. Crocs looks back towards the road with the same soft smile on his face, but his eyes hard. Probably doesn't want to make things about him, so he's looking away from me to conceal his anger.
And what happened? What did she do?
The tremble caused by anger barely audible in his voice. Nothing. I left before they could get any funny ideas.
Good. I'm glad no one got hurt.
His voice and eyes soft once more.
Do you want to talk about it?
He asks, still looking at the road. Not really. Besides, I don't think we'll be done talking about it by the time I get to my house. He quickly responds.
I can take the long way to your house.
I shake my head side to side. You know how my parents are. They expect me to be home soon, and they won't be happy if I'm not home on time. Sighing in defeat, Crocs replies.
Next time then, yeah?
I say nothing, letting a small, sad smile come onto my face. We pull up to my house, and I wave goodbye to my cousin as I step out of his car. As I walked into my house, my parents were waiting behind the front door. They must have heard Crocs' car pull in front of the house. Standing there, silence filling the air with tension, with a "how dare you" expression on their faces. Behind them, my paints and art supplies were sitting next to garbage bags. My dad picks up a paint can and puts it in one of the garbage bags. "Stop!" I yell desperately, tears flowing down my face as I run to stop him. Mom rushes in front of me, holding me back as he puts my only tools for finding happiness in the trash. "Why are you doing this?" I weep, falling onto my knees, my face and my palms defeated.
Why am I doing this? You were 30 minutes late to class today. You're failing all your classes except art. And this morning your mother found the carpet in your room covered in paint.
My dad says with disgust in his voice.
You'll get the privilege to be artistic again when you've proven to your mother and I that you can get your grades together.
He says flatly as he puts in more paints, brushes, and canvases, now throwing the cans in angrily as if they dared to exist inside his home. The sound of cans bursting open as they collide with one another pierces my heart. I watch the paint spill onto old works of art I had made and on unused canvases. Something in me broke. I stop crying, stand up, eyelids low, face clear of emotion, letting out a brief chuckle as I walk past them as if they didn't exist. Making my way into my room, I see bits of black paint that had splattered on the ground that I hadn't noticed earlier. I take off my shoes and go to put them in the closet. Waiting for me is the fully dried and untouched painting from this morning. Canvas covered in a thick layer of black paint, except for a small dot of canvas still its original white color. I want to destroy it. I want to blame it for being the reason my parents punished me so severely. But I know it was my fault. I grab the painting out of the closet and bring it with me as I sit on my bed, laying down and holding on to the painting by its sides. I hold it above me, my arms stretching towards the ceiling. I stare deeply into the morbid image like I did when I painted it, a little dot amongst the sea of black. There's something missing. Maybe I need to fill in the white spot with yellow, I think to myself. I begin to rise up out of my bed to search my room for anything yellow that I could finish the painting with, but then I remembered all of my paints were gone. He really took everything. I have nothing anymore. Art was my one thing. Now it's gone. My life is now completely worthless. I set the painting parallel to my bed, the painted side facing towards me. I get into bed and spend hours staring at my artwork. My lights were out, so when it got dark outside, I couldn't actually see the painting. But I knew it was there. After a while, I decided I didn't want to see it, but it's all I have left. It's a constant reminder. I'm worthless. Life is worthless right now, and it doesn't look like it will ever be okay. Better to give up.
That is where we will be concluding this episode. If you enjoyed what you listened to today, or you just want to support our work, click that like button and of course subscribe with the bell notifications on. And for bonus content, follow us on Instagram at Project Vatu. And if you're curious and want to see where this story goes next, come back next week, the same time. We'll be waiting.